For some reason Fraps isn't recording Paint. Anyway, what I just wanted to say is that the reason why we put it into Paint is so that when we put the other models, they don't overlap on each other. Alright, so let's do the other parts now. So this part of the model has taken up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 by 4. So when we put other UV maps, we want to make sure that it doesn't take up this space in particular. Okay? Let's now make this part. Mesh, unwrap, unwrap. Okay. I don't like it when they touch each other, so we'll click here. B, we'll separate them. So G, Y, up. B, G, X, cross. And we'll just leave that there as it is. We can make everything smaller. Put it here, and as you can see, remember how this top part was taken up by this part already. So we've got to make sure that these parts don't touch that part. If you forget where it is, it's there. So we can only use 4 by 3. Okay? So 4 by 3. Alright, oops. You just try and make it fit in. You know, when you send a parcel and you're trying to pack everything inside. Same principle. But just make sure they don't touch each other, because otherwise it can make it quite difficult to texture on Photoshop. Oops, why is it doing that? And my system is lagging. Okay, I am back. And test to see if it touches each other or not. Nope. So that's the border there. That's the line there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have used up 3 columns. We still have all this left. Okay, so now our challenge is to try and fit as much as possible on this page. So these 2 are done. Let's do... Usually I find that big ones, if you do big ones first, it makes life a bit more easier later. Okay, so my no touching rule here. So you hit Alt and then right click to select that. Hit B, you can move it. G, X. Alt click that. B, G, X to move that. A, G, and we can't use these 3 because they've been taken up by something else. So now we've got to play a bit of Tetris and try and fit everything in. Oops. So I might not narrate the rest of this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You're just basically putting models and making sure that they fit in. Right. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I can put into there. I can try to put it there. Well, I can put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 3 by 2. Let's put it here. 3 by 2. Alright, and we've got these buttons that we need to put in somehow. Unwrap. Alt, right click. B, move it away so it doesn't touch. A, S to shrink, or to grow, or to scale, or whatever you want to call it. B, move it up. I want it to fit into 1 unit square. So we'll do the same for the other side. And we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so now we can see what it looks like when we pack it together. So save before doing anything first. So while in object mode, select the items you want to join and hold shift as you're doing so to select items. And once you're done, hit Control J. And Control J means it joins them all together. So then they've all been stuck into one big object. If you go into edit mode after that, you'll find that that's what it looks like. So I still have this center part that's free. Alright, so the center part is still free. So I will print screen this and I'll put it into my paint, which you can't see because Fraps is not recording my paint screen for some reason. Anyway, okay, so back to Blender. So tab out of edit mode and Control Z until you undo the joining of the models, because you don't want to join them together just yet. Otherwise you'll make flipping them very difficult later. So yeah, they're all individual again, they're not joined. Very good. Okay, so where did we say had some free space on this part? Well, this part had some free space here. You can't see that, can you? No. Okay. This part here has some free space. So we're gonna try and fit stuff into here. I think we can probably fit one more model, max, from experience. So what are we going to do? I'm going to put this there. Mesh, unwrap. It's like a bird. Yeah, I think it will fit. But you've got to rotate it there. So rotate it there. Make it bigger. Yeah, I think it works. Alright, all good. So what we're going to do now is save, join the parts that have been put into the same UV map. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one, the buttons, and this bottom part. Control J, go to Alt. You can see what it looks like now. See? So that part is that part. These three circles are these three. This part here, that part there, and this part there is the hilt part. These two circles here are the buttons, and then this wing thing is that, and then you have this part, which is down the bottom, this part here. So keep in mind the areas and locations of these models when you're putting textures onto them, so you don't forget. You can do this by, you can now export it as a picture file. So you go to UV, export UV layout. We'll call it texture 1. So texture 1, and then we will open this texture 1 in Photoshop in one of the future tutorials. So after we've done that, we want to tab out and Control Z until everything's unjoined. Yep, everything's not joined anymore. Hopefully. Great. Okay, so nothing is joined to each other. Now we want to try and do the same with the top parts. The top parts. Okay? I am back. Alright, so now we're gonna do the blade, the king crown part, and this part here. Alright, so let's do this part first, because big parts are usually easier to be done. Alright, I'm gonna make this a bit smaller, and I'm gonna try and separate them. So B, and then select what you want. B, select what you want, and I hit G to move it. So I'm gonna put that one there. Do the same for the others, and then move them. Yeah, traffic's pretty bad here. Traffic is pretty bad here. I'll give you that. What can you do? It's life, right? The air traffic too. Alright, so we've done the blade part. We're gonna do the king part now, and then we'll do the visor part last. Okay, so if we go back to the blade part, we will see we've used up 3 columns. Well, not completely, we still have 2 rows down the bottom that we can use. So 3 columns and 2 rows free. So keep that in mind. This is big, so we can make it smaller. S to scale. We can separate them so that they don't touch each other. B, E, oops, G, move this one here, move this one there. Okay, so we had 2 rows down here that we can use. I'm going to use it to put these parts down there. Okay, let's line it up because things look nicer when they're lined up. I'm going to pop these 2 down there as well. So you go down there, and you go down there too. Alright, so now we've used up 3 columns, and we still have all the space to use, which we're going to pack this and pack that part in. Alright, so let's make you right side up, shall we? Flip you. Let's put you here. I mean, if you're good with Tetris, or if you're good with packing things, then you probably know how to do it. Let's just do that for now, because I think we will have more than enough space for that part anyway. So tab out of edit mode, click here, tab into edit mode, and we have this. So let's move the windows out the way first. So window 1, move you up here, window 2, oops, anyway, it's okay. It becomes a pain when the models touch each other, and then you want to try and texture them, because what happens is sometimes your colors bleed into the other maps, and it looks ugly. So that's why I tend to separate them. Alrighty, so how much space did we take up with that? So we have... Alright, so we have... How much do we have? 3 used up, so we have all this. Okay, should be enough space. Shrink it down, pop it up. So we have 3, and then we should be able to fit that in, I think. Yeah, we definitely can. Guys, I'll put 3 windows here and 3 windows on the other side. Oh, okay. Let's make this smaller, actually. Let's make it smaller. It's not a big deal. It's just a lot of constant checking, that's all. You know, I could make the window smaller. Let's do that. What am I doing these days? Alright, so to make sure it doesn't encroach on each other, we can test it out. Click this, click this, click this, Ctrl J, good, beautiful. But now we have all the space here. I mean, it's not really a big problem to me. If you really like, if you want to be perfect and everything, you can shuffle things around, but I'm usually fine with this. I mean, the result will still come out quite well. It will still come out okay. Alright, let's get to texturing, shall we? Let's export this. Texture 2. Save it. Alright, tab out, Ctrl Z until everything's disconnected. Done. Alright, and we can save it. And I will see you on the next guide, which is basically texture editing and photoshopping. See you then. Bye.